There is one thing that I always see when I'm coaching, and it's the one thing I wish everyone would avoid when they're leading their finances. I specifically work with women leading their finances, but man or female, stay at home or working, income producing or not, there's something that you should understand if you are leading the reins of your family. You do not have to work in extremes. Let me give you some examples of that. Number one is you do not have to completely solo it and carry everything on your back. And neither do you have to bring everybody into your situation. There are seasons where you might want some help. For example, for 2 years, I actually hired a certified financial planner to help me with my wealth growth. And then I kind of outgrew them because I'm training to also be a financial planner. And I realized that I can do a lot of my own investments once I learned enough information. But during that time, it was so pivotal for me as the leader of my finances to get my train track rolling. What's a good analogy there? To get my ball rolling down that hill because my Roth IRA wasn't invested and I really needed help because I did not have the capacity. I had two small kids. I did not want to be thinking about SPY or VU or the stickers. I was like putting stickers on my forehead type of thing. Okay. There are seasons where you can really make a huge impact with your family if you hire help. And there are seasons where you probably could just do it yourself because you actually need to learn these things. So you don't have to work in either extreme. Completely saving or completely going nuts with the spending. Okay. Some of us are born savers, some of us are born spenders. And I kind of get that stereotype, but it's really, I think, also the kind of mindset you're in. I can do either, but you can work in a way that is more moderate. For example, if you're trying to save, having a temporary time where you're doing a no spend month, or you're trying to cut out eating or your favorite coffee or that hobby that you like, that's a great motivator, but you cannot do that forever. Similarly to calorie restriction, there's a time where you can calorie restrict, but if you continue to do that, then you sort of just slow down your metabolism. Money works the same way. If you continue to be restrictive, it starts to really sort of blow up in your face as you resent the fact that you can never do anything that you enjoy. And I don't like to coach that way. I really do think even if you're in a serious issue that you're allowed to have a little bit of something, and it's just about the scale of that something that we talk about. Another way we practice savings is also thinking and considering big moves. So some people, they cut out subscriptions, they cut out coffee, and some people literally need to rethink their car purchases, their house purchases, and it feels very overwhelming. So instead of just going all the way, screw it, we're going to sell the cars, you can mull over those things. You can consider them. You can ask a trusted friend, and you don't have to be so like, oh my gosh, we just have to get rid of everything. We can really actually find moderation. And by moderating, I mean mulling it over and really thinking about like how hard will it be and actually going there in your mind instead of just noping out of that situation and saying, no, I'm not going to think about that. That's too hard. I'm never going to entertain that idea, or let's do it right away and do it tomorrow. So that's one way. Now, if you're a saver by nature and you need to learn to spend your money, which is a real problem, I know. But if you are a person who like literally cannot spend your money, you're probably a money optimizer. You probably love seeing all your stuff go up, but you're scared of the future. You don't know how and when to enjoy life. There's some things that you can consider to not work in the extremes. You could really just start to assess where your money matters to you. The next time you spend money or next time you want something, consider, why did I want that? And actually like peeling back the onion on your wants and desires instead of just considering them all to be foolish. I think that people who are also strong givers, who are part of religious communities, were always taught to be very selfless. And it's really hard to consider spending money on ourselves. And I completely get that. Or it's all going to the kids. And really, I think that there is a healthy, balanced way to spend your money and still love on your children, love on your church. It really doesn't have to be extreme, but I think we automatically are going there because we've been taught a certain way. Okay. Just think about it. And what we really need to do when we're struggling with the extreme of always saving and never spending is we need to understand the emotion. What I really sort of feel like people do in money is either they're completely in the emotions or they're completely in the optimization and money part. And me personally, I'm usually in the optimization part. It's been hard for me to spend money. The other day I got a massage and it was on my bucket list for 2 years, and I finally just wanted to get off my list. So I did it and it was fun. And then I was just like, that wasn't worth it for me. And I think it's good to reflect that. Maybe you can even have like a journal or something where you write that down for yourself, so you can be like, yes, I do not need to be trifling with myself and wanting things that I don't really want, but neither do I need to deny if I truly, truly enjoy something. For me, that's like doing makeup. I really enjoy that, and spending money on my kids with experiences and vacations. So now I know that about myself and I can feel less guilty. I don't know if am I truly guiltless, but it's getting there, people. And finally, there's a big extreme that I think we can all relate to, and that is money isn't everything and neither is it nothing. So there's some people who do not care. They just swipe their credit card, they buy what they want when they want, and they do not give two flips. I don't think that's you, especially if you're leading your finances, okay? Because you're like looking at the paperwork and you're like, yeah, this sucks. Another thing is that money becomes everything, and it's the only way we gauge our success. And if we're not making money, if we're not looking a certain way, if we're not spending on the things that really matter in this moment, then we're failures. And the truth is, we're usually somewhere in between. I realized a long time ago when I started staying home with my kids after a lifetime preparing for my career that money is only as good as the freedom it buys you. I know. And that's when money really stopped becoming about everything for me and started becoming simply a tool to live a good life. And now that I've worked with rich people and poor people and everybody in between, I sort of realize like money solves a lot of problems, but it doesn't solve everything. And I like look into the lives of my clients and I'm like, I like my life. I have this unique responsibility to see other people's lives. And each one is so unique and beautiful that I just trust me when I tell you that you don't need someone else's life to be happy. You really don't. And money can only take you so far. So use it as the tool it is. Not this great thing to put on a pedestal. It's like, if only, if only, if only. Nor should we just ignore it and pretend like it's not there, because it definitely is there and in the back of our minds. In its proper place, it can be really great to be good with money. So that's what I have to offer you today, my friends. I hope it was useful. If you want to connect with me, please look below because that information will be right there waiting for you. Bye.